entertain. Evelyn Chick is here with her tips on how to set up a basic bar. Hey, Evelyn, how's it going? Okay, I'm very excited about this because we need to talk about setting up a basic bar, and I feel like a lot of people start with the alcohol, but you say no.
No.
Yes.
You can pick your alcohol, but the biggest thing about cocktails is balance, and you need the right tools for it. So we're gonna show off what I have at my home bar to make all these different cocktails.
Okay, what are we talking about over here?
So first things first, again, we talked about balance. This is called a jigger. This is a bartender's measuring cup. So there's 2 ounces and 1 ounce over here. If you've ever seen one of these things and we're like, how do I use it?
Yes.
You just put it in your non-dominant hand between the 2nd and 3rd finger, and when you pour, you can just kind of like tip it over. You see the cool thing that people do?
It's so nonchalant.
Nonchalant. Yeah. Cocktails are easy to make at home. The second vessel is a mixing glass. So if you like Manhattans, old fashions, anything that's stirred, you can do it in a mixing glass. There's a little spout where you can pour the liquid out of, and then a bar spoon. So a bar spoon is actually very handy because it's also a measuring vessel.
Oh, okay.
So if you pour liquid to fill the bar spoon, it's 7 milliliters.
Okay.
Which is just under half an ounce.
Nice, it is,
So it's easy to just kind of like plop and like also pick up their garnishes, all that stuff. Bar spoon, very important.
It's about a teaspoon and a half, everybody, in case anybody wants to know. Okay.
And if you don't have this, honestly, a chopstick totally works. I've done that before. You just can't measure with it.
Okay, right on.
This is called a Hawthorne. This is called a Hawthorne strainer. Okay. So the Hawthorne strainer is essentially a vessel to hold your ice back.
Okay.
I don't know why it's named Hawthorne. Some guy was like, you know what?
He's like, this is my thing. Yeah.
All bar tools are named like that.
Yeah.
So. It's used to hold ice in your vessel.
Okay, so you've stirred, and then you want to get that out, so you pop it on top to pour.
Exactly.
Got it.
And these coils do the job of holding the ice.
Okay, right on.
Okay. Next thing's next. This is the Boston shaker.
This is the thing that looks so cool.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
So all bartenders use it. When I make 2 or 3 cocktails, this is the perfect volume for it because you can actually fit a few more and you're hosting friends. So you have a big tin and a little tin. Rule of thumb, I always go little guy to the sky. So when you're shaking, you point the little guy to the sky, and that way when it explodes, it doesn't explode on you or anyone in front of you.
It just goes into the bigger cup.
Yes, exactly. And this is probably the vessel that you've seen the most. You'll see it in like, you know, your cool home store. How we put it together, this is called a cobbler shaker. It's for a smaller volume cocktail.
Okay.
So you take it apart like this. There's 3 pieces. And when you put it back together, you want to take your small vessel and then you put your first lid on without the top one, so all the air goes out before you put the top lid on. And that way it doesn't get stuck.
That's what I'm doing wrong. I put it all on at the same time, and then I can't open it, and I can't get my cocktail.
Exactly. No, you don't want that.
No, I do not want that.
We want to get our cocktail.
Yeah.
So these are shaking vessels. Okay. And the rule of thumb for me, if you're wondering shaken or stirred, the very famous James Bond phrase, anything with citrus, I usually shake because it needs some wicking up. Like it needs to like make the citrus pop. Yeah. So it aerates it, which means introduce air and also optimal dilution. Anything that's like a soft, elegant, diluted drink, I stir. Okay. So anything without citrus, I stir.
Okay, right on. Good to know.
Very easy.
Now we're gonna move on to 2 drinks that you say everyone should know how to make, and already you're putting me on blast because I've never made this first one. And I'm embarrassed to say it. What are we making? Let's tell everybody.
Super easy. It's a martini.
I've never made a martini.
We love martini. So this is actually a classic martini. I picked gin because I'm such a gin gal.
I am also a gin gal. I have no interest in a vodka martini.
Perfect. Yeah. But if you want to pick vodkas, that's totally fine as well. So this is all about technique. So we're going to use your trusty mixing glass, like I mentioned, and I filled it up with ice. So before you do anything, we're going to plop the Hawthorne strainer over it and just dump out the excess water. Look at how much water we're putting in the drink if you don't do that, right?
So this is basically to chill the vessel, but we don't want that water diluting our drink.
Exactly. I want a nice martini at the end of a long day. So we're going to hold your jigger, and we're going to add on the 2 ounce side, we're gonna add 1.5 ounces of your gin. And that's gonna go into the measuring vessel and into your mixing glass.
Oh, that felt very cool, Evelyn.
It's cool, right? But it's super easy. You're not dropping any liquid. So now you flip to the other side. Yeah, I do. And we're gonna do 1/2 ounce of dry vermouth. So this is kind of like a wet martini. The more vermouth you put in, the wetter it is.
Got it. Less cool on the other side, but still cool. Okay.
And then the next thing you're gonna do is stir it. And the rule of thumb is if you keep the back of your bar spoon on the inside of the mixing glass and hold it like a pen and just let the ice do its thing. See?
Oh.
It's so easy. You're just letting it spin.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it feels nice and smooth.
So a stirred martini is the way to go, so James Bond is wrong.
He's just putting ice chips in his martini, which I'm totally cool with if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
I like a nice, smooth, silky martini.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so once this is super cold, you can see the glass frosting up. We're going to use your Hawthorne strainer, and we're going to strain it into your martini glass.
Okay. Oh my gosh, the texture on that looks stunning.
Velvety.
Yes.
Velvety, smooth, stirred cocktails every time. I'm a little twist kind of gal.
I'm an olive
gal.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So
Can
we're
I
just
do
gonna
two?
garnish your martini. You can do whatever you like. This is your cocktail.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. This is it.
Okay, cheers.
This is so exciting. You
this
made
is
a cocktail.
I made a martini. Let's do that.
How smooth is that?
You guys, I feel so classy right now.
Like we're in a James Bond.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that is delicious. Oh my gosh,
love it.
Evelyn. I'm so proud of myself right now. Now we're gonna quickly move on, and we're gonna do the second cocktail that you want to show us.
Yes. So this is a shaken cocktail, and because this is a higher volume cocktail, a bourbon sour. I'm a huge fan of bourbon sours.
Love.
Very easy to make at home. So we're actually going to do a technique called dry shaking. So it's actually shaking without the ice first, which gives it that froth, kind of like a meringue.
Yes, exactly, because we've got that egg in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're just gonna really easily dump everything in the big tin. So we're gonna start with 2 ounces of bourbon. And then we're gonna do an ounce of simple syrup. So this is called a golden ratio. 2 parts spirit, 1 part sugar, and 1 part citrus. So there's some lemon juice in there as well, 1 ounce. And then 1 ounce of egg white. So if you're using a regular egg, 1 egg white is fine. If you're measuring a pasteurized egg white, 1 ounce is 1 egg white.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, super easy. So we're gonna take your small tin, little guy to the sky.
Okay, little guy to the sky.
We're gonna give it a slight love tap. Yeah, and then if you hold it out, that should create a vacuum.
Okay,
There you go.
okay.
Okay, now we're gonna shake just quickly, 3 to 4 seconds. This sounds way cooler with ice, by the way.
I didn't do it. It's burping.
It's burping, you know, because there's air in it. So
That's because I was scared of the. Okay.
Okay, next we're gonna open it up, and as you can see, it's already frothy. We need a little napkin over
Nailing
here.
it on this one. Okay.
So we're gonna add some ice. Again, fill it with ice.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do the love tap again.
Okay, more tap this time,
More
Mary
tap.
Berg. Okay.
Yes. There you go.
Wait,
and
it's
then
not, I didn't do it thing. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay, let's do
You
this
want to
thing.
hold this just so it doesn't explode,
Okay.
and then go 5 to 10 seconds. Okay.
She looks so cool.
Okay, so now we're gonna turn it around 15 degrees this way, and then we're gonna pop it. You did it. I heard it. There you go, and you just squeeze, squeeze, and go. I can do it. So the trick is to just give it a love tap like this, and then you're just gonna squeeze it and wiggle it out.
I'm clearly
you go.
not strong enough. Okay, that was
We're
great.
gonna use your Hawthorne strainer.
Perfect.
This is all learning. I teach this all the time, and you know what? I think you're doing a fantastic
Thank
job.
you so much, Evelyn. Oh,
There
look
you
at
go.
that.
Look at that froth. The last thing we're gonna do, because I love smelling my cocktails before I have them,
That's
we're
half the
gonna
battle,
add a couple drops just of Angostura bitters like that. There you go.
Oh my
So when you smell, it's
gosh.
got some like really nice clovey, allspice, like holiday spices, that kind of vibe to it.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that's it, a really frothy bourbon sour.
This was so fun to do. Okay, I'm excited. Delicious. Absolutely delightful. That is so good. Now, if you want to make some of these cocktails at home, thanks to our friends at Cocktail Emporium, you're all going home with a stainless steel cobbler shaker. So cute. Thanks, Evelyn. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.